So I ordered a fucking ghillie hood thing and ghillie material and spent like after I ordered the ghillie material, it ended up that it was gonna be like 65, $67. I canceled that shit. I canceled that shit so I have more money for other shit, and I ordered a set of suspenders. What are they called? A harness for my battle belt shit that I needed. That was $15, and pocketed the rest as fucking, you know, food money, errand money, whatever. I do need to do the ghillie hood thing, but like, I need to like live a little too, and I need the suspenders. So at least I'm crossing something off of my list, and I'm gonna have more spending money, and I think that's better for me. I need to fucking start saving money again, but to be honest, I'm still waiting for the fucking, shoe to fall on the financial collapse that I'm still in the mode to keep spending every dollar that we get. Get real shit, get stuff that's worth something. And like, I know some of the shit that I spend money on might not seem like it's, the wisest thing in the world, but like, I kind of figure at this point, having a DVD library, at least as a backup, is a good plan. And it's cheap enough to get those. Weapons we pretty much have, and getting upgrades for the weapons that we do have, I think makes sense. Car upgrades are same as, you know. That's where I'm putting my money, because that's the shit that if I had another $30,000, that's what I'd spend it on. I I regret not immediately taking that minivan to a mechanic and being like, fix everything that's wrong with her, lift her, and put bigger wheels and tires on her. Because in reality, I had the money then that I could have fucking done that, and I didn't, because I'm a moron. I don't know why. Like, it's gonna take me fucking forever to save up that money. Unless I, like, sold the Fluxrator, but I'd have to order parts to fucking make it back into something someone would want besides me again. And I kind of like the Fluxrator. That's where I'm at with all of my guns, really. I don't have a single one that I would sell anymore. I've kind of settled into what I want. I have limitations that I have to live within. That is basically, we can't afford 308. I need to. I want to get a couple of extra AR lowers and a couple of shotguns. But, again, that's so far down the fucking road. I should save up some money and get at least one AR lower, because with all of the AR parts that I'm getting with the fucking upgrade for Moon Tiger, I could build a leftovers gun and just make it like a truck rifle kind of thing. We might do that. Or I might take the leftovers gun and build it into a rifle for, my brother or Leighton. The both of them need something. And I'm not gonna give up Loki or Moon Tiger. Hell, I probably wouldn't want to give up whatever this leftovers gun is, because I'm a fucking weirdo. I like all the guns. I don't know. I have thoughts on what I'm going to do with it, but they aren't set in stone. Rail wise, I kind of like Troy Industries rails, but I also kind of like the look of the KE Arms lightweight rail, and it's fairly cheap, so there's options. But like the three main things that I'm going to have to get, or four main things really, are a lower, upper, and rail, and then like a lower parts kit minus a trigger, and a stock kit. But like the stock kit, I already kind of know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna order one of the Colt Commando stock sets from Tony's Customs. Might upgrade the castle nut. Do that. Get a Magpul grip, like a set of. I'm thinking like getting a set of a Daniel Defense A 1.5 iron sights. Just putting those on there. Then maybe getting a SIG red dot for it down the road, and having fixed irons and a red dot. It's just a little budget ass backup carbine. Honestly, I should take that gun and bury it. Maybe that's why it needs just iron sights. It's not a bad idea. Have it to where it has a 1913 rail to take a light, but it doesn't fucking have one. Because it's going underground. I don't know. I'm kind of not in the mood to do these right now. Mix of being a little sick and I don't know. I need to take a break from weed and everything. People keep wanting to give me mushrooms. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. It would be a break from all that shit, though, wouldn't it? Just gonna go trip balls doing mushrooms with some dude for like 2 weeks. It's really tempting. Really tempting. Say it's really tempting because our world like sucks so bad that, man, I don't know. Seems like we're gonna fucking get nuked or some shit at any moment, and like might as well fucking live it up while fucking getting's good. I think that they have the shit that they need to make this shit go. As far as them taking over the world, like, I think they're going to create a fucking, like, lefto paradise or whatever where you can pretty much just do all the fucking drugs you want to do. And everyone's going to be, like, dependent on the system and getting their drugs from the government eventually. That's where I really see this headed. A lot of people don't get that, but, like, currently there's a lot of bullshit being done to hide the fact that it's the US government selling you your drugs. There's that. Guess with mushrooms, at least it's natural. So I'm going to tell myself while I'm tripping fucking balls with, like, you know, half of an NBA team in bed with me. Maybe not. It would be fun though, wouldn't it? If we get to heaven and there's a part where God plays back the videotape of our life, I'm gonna have a good tape for him. Be like, gotta keep this one over here for reasons. We make porn for God. That's what our life and existence is all about. God apparently also likes war movies and heartwarming family stories of coming together when times are hard. Because that seems to be like what God wants us to be doing right now anyway. Like, I've been getting into watching fucking Ted Turner flicks. I have thoughts. Especially the thing that got me started on this was I like Christmas Story because of a bunch of reasons. It reminds me of my grandpa. The new Christmas Story sequel reminds me even more, and in some like interesting ways and shit, and like I think in some kind of like bullshit way, Ted Turner has tried to play God to all of us by controlling what we see on TV. And now this is like my conspiracy. Because like I've been watching Civil War movies, right? Guess who made all the goddamn Civil War movies? Ted Turner. And like, to be honest, he strikes me 100% as someone that just wishes he could have been there with Stonewall Jackson. Which, I like that. Like, to be honest, at least I get that. Like, that can come with a lot of, like, racist shit. Sometimes. But if it doesn't, then I love it. And that's kind of where I think his shit is. And, like, I'm going to start buying more Ted Turner movies. I'm going to get The Hunley next. It's a movie about the second submarine attack in history, basically. The first one was during the American Revolution and it was failed. And then the Hunley was a semi-successful metal submarine with a fucking torpedo on a fucking boom. Like had a proboscis out the front of the submarine, like a narwhal. And it had a fucking torpedo bolted onto that with a fucking thing that basically they could ram it into the ship and then pull away, and somehow in the pulling away it activated the charge, and like it gave them 30 seconds or something to get a little bit further away, and it was already on a boom. And the goal of this thing was to blow holes in ships, and I believe it did, but I don't think it sank the ship that it attacked. And it was itself sunk, and it's been found as a wreck somewhere off the coast of the Carolinas. The American Civil War is this fascinating study in, like, everything that was to come. Like, we weren't there yet. Okay? Like, the idea of having submarine warfare and ironclad battleships and all that shit, the thought was already there, and we were working on the technology to make it happen. And the Americans were the first ones ever really to say fuck it and just start spending money on killing each other to the point that they developed better tech. And like, this is what we've done pretty much every time that we've ever gone to war. We always just develop better tech. It's going to be interesting to see what happens for World War III. We've been spending the last fucking 80 years spending money like it's going out of style on developing some sort of bullshit. I hope we got something out of it. Where are the aliens at? We're all gonna die. You know they spent that money on fucking nothing. Most of our defense industry is about emptying poor people's pockets into rich man's pockets. And most of it's justified as, hey, we have to do it because we're going to have to fight Russia. Or China, or whoever. We're going to fight somebody. This is the nature of the empire we have inherited. I just wish we'd stop fucking playing around like we don't have an empire and start fucking conducting ourselves in such a way that, like, Russia and China couldn't fuck with us. Like, I don't know why we've built this financial collapse of the world. It's someone at a financial level made the decision to keep spending fucking money instead of reining in our debt. And the last time that anything like this happened, it was in Weimar, Germany. And you're like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the people that ran things in Weimar, Germany were Democrats from America. believe it or not. It's complicated, but the fall of the Weimar shit caused the Great Depression here. All our shit was linked to it. We were counting on a fuck ton of trade from Germany. We had one of the biggest booms ever because we were just getting everything from them. That's what's going to happen again. I don't know exactly how the dominoes are going to fall, but we are playing the role of Germany this time. And I don't know who's lending us money, really. It seems like we made the system to lend us money, and as long as we keep saying to lend it to us, they'll keep lending it to us. Eventually, the money's going to be worth less and less and less and nothing at all, eventually. And this is why we're going into hyperinflation. This is not transitional or whatever, transitory. We are waging an economic war at the moment. And like every time that I have to fucking pay fucking $2 for a fucking McChicken or some shit, I'm like, you know, these used to be $1. And the entire reason that they're not is basically because of fuckwits that shouldn't run anything ever. That have now stirred up a hornet's nest to the point that they're gonna fucking come for us, man. Like, in World War II, nobody would have thought that the United States would build a crazy army out of nowhere and just take over the planet. So who's gonna do that this time? I kind of think it's nobody. I think that was an unusual thing. I kind of think that we're going to go through our own collapse the way the Soviet Union did. I don't know how that changes the world. I think the U.S. is going to be worried about internal matters for a while. And this is why China and Russia started doing shit. Because, like, if the U.S. can't stop us, then why don't we do shit? And this is how you get fucking World War III. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I'll see you guys later.